I will record this computer. Okay. What is happening? You do something, it goes back to something else. Okay. Om Vagarta Viva Sampraktau Vagarta Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Prapancha Srishtin Mukalasya Kayai Samasta Samhara Katandavaya Jagajjananyai Jagadegapitre Namah Shivayai Cha Namah Shivaya Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Harihi Om. Sadupachara vidishwanubodhitam savinayam suhridam samupashritam mama samudhara buddhimimam prabho varagunena navodhadvadhumiva nityam yogi manas sarojada dalasas sanchara kshamastvatkramaha shambho tena katam katorayamarat vakshaskavatakshatihi अत्यंतं मृदुलं त्वदङ्घ्रियुगलं हामे मनश्चिन्तयत्येतल्लोचनगोचरं कुरु विभो हस्तेन संवाहये येष्यत्येष जनिं मनोऽस्य कठिनं तस्मिन्नटानीति मद्राक्षायै गिरीसीम्नि कोमलपदन्यासपुराभ्यासितः नो चेद्दिव्यगृहान्तरेषु सुमनस्तल्पेषु वेद्यादिषु प्रायः सत्सु शिलातलेषु नटनं शम्भो किमर्थं तव कञ्चित् कालम् उमामहेश भवतः पातारविन्दार्चनैः कञ्चित् ध्यानसमाधिभिश्च नतिभिः कञ्चित् कथाकर्णनैः कञ्चित् कञ्चित् अवेक्षणैश्च नुतिभिः कञ्चित् दशामीदृशीं यः प्राप्नोति मुदा त्वदर्पितमना जीवन् स मुक्तः खलु बाणत्वं वृषभत्वमर्धवपुषा भार्या त्वमार्या पते घोनित्वं सकिता मृदङ्गवहता चेत्यादिरूपं दधौ त्वत्पादे नयनार्पणं च कृतवान् त्वद्देहभागो हरिः पूज्यात् पूज्यतरः स एव हि न चेत् को वा तदन्योऽधिकः जननमृतियुतानां सेवया देवतानां न भवति सुकलेशः संशयो नास्ति तत्र अजनीममृतरूपं साम्बमीशं भजन्ते य इह परमसौख्यं ते हि धन्या लभन्ते. So we saw the last two shlokas here, Bhanatvam, Vrishabhatvam. What are all the things Hari did? He offered, he became the Bhana for Tripura Samhara. Okay. Then Vrishabhatvam, he became the Vrishabha for Ishvara. Ardha Vapusha Bharyatvam, he became the Parvati because it is Sarvavyapi. In that sense, he became the Parvati. Right? Gonitvam, he became the bore to go and find the Padaravinda of Ishvara. right? Mridanga Vahata, Pratosha Natana Kale, he was playing the Mridanga. Hari was playing the Mridanga. So all that we saw. He said, because he did, he even become Artha Bhago Harihi, Harihara, Shankaranarayana, whatever you want to say. So because he did so much, he is the greatest of all. That's how Shankaracharya really, says. Because he did to you, he became great. So he is Pujyat Pujyataraha. So that he is the worthy of the most worthy of the worthy to be worshipped. So that kind of a thing. He said, Janana Mriti Yutanam Sevaya Devatanam. Devatas are in the cycle of birth and death. Jana and Mriti. So Janana Mriti Yutanam Sevaya Devatanam Nabhavati Sukha Leshaha. Samshayaha Nasti Tatra. You will not get even a lesha of Sukha by, praying to them. Then he said, you should pray to Sakshat Parameshwara only. So that is what we saw in the last class, these two shlokas. So we will continue to see. Shivatava paricharya sannidhanaya gaurya bhava mama gunaduryam buddhikanyam pradasye sakala bhuvana bhando sachidananda sindho sadaya hridaya gehe sarvada samvasatvam. Shiva tava paricharya sannidhanaya gaurya bhava mama gunaduryam bhuktikanyam pradasye sakala bhuvana bandho sachidananda sindho sadaya hridaya gehe sarvada samvasatvam. So there are several sambodhana of Shiva in this shloka. I think 5 of them. Shiva, Bhava, He Bhava, okay? He Sakala Bhavana Bandhu, that is also in Sambodhana Pratama only. Bandho is a Sambodhana of Bandhu, okay? Sachidananda Sindhu, so Sindho, He Sindho, He Sadaya. So there are 5 Sambodhanas of Shiva here in this shloka. There is a simple message here. The simple message is Buddhi Kanyam Pradasye. That is the only message. I will do Kanniha Dhanam to you. Kannika Dhanam to you. And who is that Kannika? My Buddhi. So that is what it says. It says Buddhi Kanya Pradasye. So he says, I will. Shankaracharya in Shivananda Lahari, he tries 100 ways to somehow get Parameshwara into us. That is one way to understand. I said, I'll give you my manas, I will be the chapel for you because your Rangrigas are very, very soft. You are a Kapalin Bhikshome, Hriday Kalim, Kapim Atyanta Chapalam, Dridam Bhaktya, Dridva, Sivada Badwa, Sivada Dhinam Kuru. You are a beggar, keep my monkey, my mind is a monkey. So in so many shlokas, the message or the spirit of the shlokas is somehow I want Parameshwara to come and stay here. So he is trying so many tricks. So yet another trick he is playing on Parameshwara now. And that trick is, I am now going to do Kaniha Dana. And who is this Kanni? Buddhi. So I will Buddhi Kanyam Pradasye. Dasye means I will give you. Dadami. Another lakara is dasye. Okay. Pradasye, prakrishena dasye. Properly, I will give it to you. I will do kanika dhanam. Okay. That's what he is saying here. That's the only message you have here. There are so many words around it actually. Message is Buddhi Kanyam Pradasye. My Buddhi is the Kanni. She is the Vadhu. And you are the Vara now. I will do the Kanika Dana. So basically, as we all know, there are so many danas in Sanatana Dharma. You have Annadanam. Annadanam is Visesham. Right? Vidyadanam is Visesham. Shramadhanam you can do, Yoga Dhanam, which is the Yoga Dhanam. So there are so many danas which are indicated in our Sanatana Dharma. Of all the danas, Kanika Dana is very sreshta. In terms of the pecking order, it's generally told that Kanika Dhanam is very high in the pecking order. Simply because, I mean, you have to understand the background from which this is coming, right? So, Kanika Dhanam in Sanatana Dharma, in that marriage talk, I talked about it in some ways. That's what I was trying to bring. What is the idea of a Kanika Dana? Kanika Dana does a few things. The first thing it does is it makes sure that Prajatantum Vyavachetsi, the Pitra Rina is released. The Prajatantu, the thread of progeny is not cut. So you may ask why? Why is it required? Of the many reasons, the most important reason why people should get married, I keep telling people, there are only two possibilities. You are absolutely, out of the world, you should become a sannyasi or sannyasini. If you can't, best thing is to be in Grihastha. There are a lot of people who don't get married, they are actually Trishankus, I am telling you. If you don't get married, that means you should be highly evolved and you should directly become a sannyasi or a sannyasini. If that pakwa, that paripakwa has not happened, which has not happened for many of us, which is fine. If that paripakwa has not happened, the best thing is to get into grahasthashram. That's why Kanika Dhanam is very, very important. Why? Because the greatest value that we bring to the table are two. One, the grahasthashrama is the torch holder of dharma. I talked about it in that other video when I talked about it. We have talked about it earlier also. So, Grahastha Ashrama is the real torch holder of Dharma. But more importantly, the Grahastha Ashrama, by saying Prajatantumma Vyavasi, that's why Prajacha Prajanascha प्रवचने च स्वाध्याय प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजाश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजापतिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च why because in addition to taking care of now this generation now Grihastha will take care of the other ashramas as long as this Grihastha is there. How are we going to baton pass the culture? How is the Dharma Prachara going to happen in a sustainable way? That is the role of Grihastha. Not only to take care of things now, but to make sure that the Sanatana Dharma thrives for the years to come. The baton passing has to happen. So, a progeny is a very holy exercise. And that also puts a burden. That means we have to bring our children as great Sanatanis. Only then that progeny has meaning. Right? It also puts a burden on us. So the progeny is a great torchbearer and the continuity of Sanatana Dharma. It should pass. Then only it is really Sanatana. So that is why the Kanika Dana is considered because it establishes Dharma now. It ensures that it will establish Dharma in the days to come. Both it is addressing. By being a Griha Dharma Charini, the wife and the husband, when he takes care of the other three ashramas, when they are living, they are taking care of Dharma Prachara and Dharma Poshana now. By bringing children, they make sure that the continuity is established. So both are equally important tasks. All other things come, only a Grahastha can do Annadana also. That's why the Annadana must be below the Kanika Dana in some ways. It's important. It is also equally important. But in this, category of things, you may have to see that you need to be a Grihastha to do Annadana. A bachelor cannot cook and serve. Not a Vanaprasthi or a sannyasi or somebody like that. So that is why I think the Kanika Dhanam is considered very, very holy. And that is why the receiver of that Kanya is Mahavishnu. That is a ritual in marriage. That is why he is offered puja. He is, Pada Prakshalam, the actual puja is done. on the vara, and then the vadu is given because there is a very holy act. So, in fact, of all these samskaras, the vivaha is a very important samskara. Upanayana is a very important samskara. Think about Upanayana. You are actually bringing the child closer to, trying to help the child Brahma Tejas, no? So that is why the Upanayana is also considered a great samskara whenever we have male child, because that is a paddhati. For the female child, whether Upanayana or not, we do the entire, anyway, the, Vidya Abhyasa and Vidya, all that has to happen, and it happens also. They are also brought near the, Brahma Tejas and so on. So these are very important samskaras. So here he is saying, Buddhi Kanyam Pradasye. My buddhi is now the Kanya. I am doing Kanika Dana to you, which is a Sreshta Dana. So you take it, right? Then he says, there are a few things he says. Why do I do it? Hey Shiva, Tava Paricharya Sannidhanaya, Gaurya Paricharya Sannidhanaya. You already have a wife, but I will also give, she will work with you and help to, do whatever is required for you. She will not create a problem for Gauri, don't worry. Okay, she will not create problem for Gauri, don't worry. So, Gauriya Paricharya Sannidhanaya Buddhi Kanyam Pradasye. Okay, that's what he says. He says, Mama Buddhi Kanyam Pradasye. The Mama must be added to the Buddhi Kanya. Right? Now, there is also an adjective for this Buddhi. This Kanya, see, you have to give a Uchita, Vadu to a Vara, no? So, we do all our Anveshana, no? So, we have to make sure that we have got a proper, lady to come and then take charge of the family to go forward and so on. So, he is recommending to Shiva, Gunadurya. So, Durya means Sreshta, or one who is very good. So either you can say that by virtue of good gunas, sad gunas, she is very sreshta, so don't worry. It's a very apt candidate for you. Okay? Either because of good gunas, she is purified. Yeah? So because of a purified thing, she has got good gunas, whichever way you want to say that. That buddhi is gunadurya. I have prepared my mind. I am just ready to receive you. That is the way, another way we can understand it. This buddhi and manas are all, the samskaras have been cleaned. Therefore, now it is time for me to offer that to you. Okay? Gunaduryam buddhi kanyam pradase for Gaurya Paricharya Sannidhanaya. Okay? Then there are, I also give you a place to stay. Okay? Hridaya Gehe. Last line you find it. Hridaya Gehe Sarvada Samvasatum. That is a trick Acharya is playing right from the first shloka in Shankaracharya in Shivananda Lahari. You come and stay somewhere here. You come and then stay with me. So all these are tempting offers for you. So he says, Hridaya Gehe Sarvada Samvasatvam. He says, come and stay. I also give you, Varadakshina if you wish. I will give you a house where you can comfortably come and stay. Okay? So, Hridaya Gehe Sarvada Samvasatvam. Stay here. It's a comfortable place. You stay here. You don't have to go anywhere. You can come and with your parivaras, you can come and stay here. So, he says, I will give my buddhi as a kanni to you as Kanika Dana. You come and stay in my Hridaya Gehe. Okay? Or Hridaya Kuhare, whatever you want to say. Chetak Kuhare. In one shloka he said, Chetak Kuhare Panchamakosti. There he said, you are already there. Okay? Me Kutobihi. That's 42nd or one of those shlokas actually. So here he says, Hridaya Gehe Sarvada Samvasatvam. You come and stay with us forever. Why don't you come and stay with us? That's what he says. Then there are so many adjectives, in Shivananda, what we are seeing. The adjectives are also very carefully chosen. I pointed it in several shlokas. So here, all these adjectives. I was just listening to Professor Ramasubramaniam, and I found he had a very interesting way of interpreting these adjectives. So I thought I should share that with you. He gave a certain dimension to these adjectives. What he was saying. See, if somebody wants to give a daughter in wedding, okay. If somebody wants to give a daughter in wedding, the parents, what do they do? He first wants what kind of a person he is. There's so many attributes they want to understand. No? After all, the child has to go and stay with a lot of happiness and all that. No, so he took such a view to explain all these, uh, adjectives for Shiva, for Parameshwara. The first adjective is Shiva. Shiva means Mangala. Oh, okay. So this person is very safe. Okay, because Shiva means Mangala. So I can give my daughter now because he is embodiment of Mangala. So therefore, that is fine. So that is the first, adjective. Bhava, right? Bhava has, two meaning. One is Bhu Satayam. Oh, he will exist. So I am assured that he will take care. That is one way to understand. Okay, Bhu Satayam, so Bhavati, Bhava. Bhava also means samsara. So he will be in samsara. So after I am getting him married for to be in the samsara. So Bhava. So I think no Parmeshwara is strict. The second also is strict no. All right, not a problem. I think we can give it to him. Right? Sakala Bhuvana Bandhu. Right? Bandhu. Bandhu is one who actually takes care of you when you are in distress. Let's say the bandha, that axis of compassion and love, essentially means what? If there is a problem, those who come to your help are actually bandhus. We think our relatives are bandhus. Sometimes they are, sometimes they are not. That's the dynamics of samsara life. We live it for the moment. That's okay. Because there's a loka anubhava. So let loka anubhava remain. Let us not worry too much about that. Because that is a fact of life anyway, we will live. But bandhu is one who is able to help me when I am in trouble or distress. So the person to whom I am giving my daughter in marriage is a bandhu, and he is not an ordinary bandhu. He is Sakala Bhuvana Bandhu. So this gentleman is a bandhu for everyone. So I think very safe. I can now give my daughter in marriage because that attribute also he ticks. Okay. Sakala Bhuvana Bandhu. So then Sat Chit Ananda Sindhu. So he is and he is the repository and ocean of happiness. So my daughter will be happy now. I should be rest assured now. So Sachidananda Sindhu is another adjective. It says, oh, this person is an embodiment of happiness. This person is Mangala. He is the embodiment of Mangala. He will be in the family life. He will be there, exist forever. So all those are very assuring, things. He is a bandhu. So if he is a bandhu for everyone, he will be the bandhu for my daughter also. Okay. So Sakala Bhuvana Bandhu. Then Sadaya. Dayasaha. What is Sadayas? Dayasaha. He is endowed with compassion. He has daya. He is a person with a compassionate heart. Then there's a last tick mark. Now you give. Okay? Sadaya. So that is what he was trying. I liked his way of interpreting. I thought I'll just share with you. I happened to see his talk on the shloka. I was seeing what he was talking and all that. So he says that Shiva, Bhava, Sakala Bhuvana Bandhu, and Sachidananda Sindhu and Sadaya are the five adjectives. And the five adjectives very well work with the problem on hand, which is, trying to enumerate is the Uchita Vara for my Vadu. So anyway, So one can even understand it. But other than that, I think the most important message here is Bhagavad Pada is saying, my buddhi is, I offer my buddhi to you. I offer my buddhi to you. The buddhi can be understood. Please understand, hridaya, buddhi, manas, ahankara, all these are same entities only. Depending upon the context, we give a different name. As Shankaracharya in his yoga, Bhashya, in his yoga Bhashya, he says that Devadatta is the same person. He says Devadatta is the same person, but he is a brother to someone, father to someone, son to someone. So in the same way, the Sukshma Sharira is one. So when he says Buddhi here, we can take Buddhi, Chitta, Manas, Ahankar, everything I am giving to you. We can even take it like that. I am offering myself totally to you. And I have done my all those my Sukshma Indriyas, all my Sukshma Sharira has gone through a samskara cleaning. That's why he says Gunadurya. It's all cleaned by Sadgunas. So that's the message in this shloka. Gunaduryam buddhim, mama gunaduryam buddhim. I offer it to you. Hridaya gehe sarvada samvasatvam. So that is what is conveyed in this simple message with a lot of adjectives and all that. So that is what is part of this particular shloka. Jaladi matana daksho naiva patala bedi nachavana mrigayayam naiva lubda praveenah ashana kusuma bhusha vastra mukyam saparyam Kataya katamaham te kalpayani indumaule savarna dirga there. E and E becomes E. Okay. Kalpayani, that is a lakara. Bhavan, like Bhavani is kalpayani. Okay. How am I going to? I wish I could offer, that's what it is. How am I going to do that? Katam kalpayani. Te kalpayani. He Indu Mole. Indu Mole is one who has the Indu on your head and so on, right? This is again a good shloka, it's a very beautiful shloka, in which he actually presents a certain kalpana before going there. See, we all do puja. We do Ganapati puja, Vinayaka Chaturthi puja, Gauri Vrata puja, Janmashtami, Ramanomi, etc., etc. There is a structure to the puja. Kalpa puja. We say Kalpa puja, no? There are 16 parts to it. That's why we say Shodasopachar also at the end. 60 elements make a puja. We should understand that. You go and see, that's how you will do in all pujas. Next time when you do a puja, you can follow and see. There are 16 elements for making a puja. First you should do dhyanam. Then you have to do avahanam. Then you have to do ashanam kalpayami. So first you have to contemplate the devata. Bring the devata home. Look at the bhava. Puja is all bhava. You have to understand that. Puja is all about bhava. So, dhyayami, avahayami, I have now brought you and I have placed you here. Ashanam samarpayami. That's the third we do. Right? Then padara vindayo, padyam, you first ask them to wash, you wash their leg. Karara vindaya argyam, wash your hands. Mukara vindaya achamaniyam, give a, say, even we do it now. When guests come, first we give them a cup of water. Ashwasa. You just sit and then relax. That's what we do in that puja also actually. Okay? So, dhyayami, avahyami, asanam samarpyami, padyam, right? Argyam, achamaniyam. 6. Then we give actually panchamrita, dadi. We give them some, before you take bath, I want you to be a little energetic. So take some little bit of something. That's what we do next. Okay? Panchamritam, all that we give. Look at every puja, you will have it. For that Devata, there will be a two-liner before you do it. And the two-liner, if you understand the meaning, you actually understand that you are talking about either his Leela or his Swarupa or something that you connected to him or her. That's how the pujas are set up. So if you understand puja that way, it's a very engaged exercise actually. So what happens is then we do give Panchamrita, then we give a snana. That's the next upachara. After snana, we give achamaniya. Maybe tired, so take some water. Okay. Then vastra, yajnopavita, abharana. This is order. Give them good dresses. In Shraddha Karya also, that's how they do. When they do the Shraddham, that's how we do. Because it is believed the father or the mother has come. So with this bhava only, that Shraddha Karya is also done. It will be very similar to this puja actually if you see. So, vastra, upaviti, abharana, okay? And then you give gandhandarayami, gandhasyopri kunkuma churnam, pushpamalikam samarpayami, akshatan samarpayami, pushpaihi pujayami. That's the next upachara we do. So we offer flowers. We may do Shodasa Nama Puja, Anga Puja, and then all that we may do. Then Ashtotra we may do. After that, we do Dupa, Deepa, Naivedya, then Nirajana. Then you do a prayer, Prarthana. Then you do the Shodasopachara, Chatram Samarpayami, Samaram Vijayami, Vyajanam Vijayami, Ashwan Aropayami, Gajan Aropayami, Andolikan Aropayami. I take you on an Andolika, Pallaki, or I'll take you on a horse, I'll take you on a Gaja, Vadyam Shravayami. This is the right word we have to use. I will make you hear Nrityam Darshayami. Right? So this is how the upachara is to be done. Now Shankaracharya is getting there now in this shloka. So I have to put this background before we come to the shloka. Okay? So Shankaracharya is now saying, how am I going to do puja for you? There is a problem. So I want you to remember the Shodasopachara, then the shloka gets a little more interesting. So every puja that we do goes through these 16 components. Then we may do Yathastanam Pratishtapayami. Shobhanarthe, Shubhanarthe, Punaragamana, Yacha. North facing, we move and then Manasikavagi or Vapas Kalstri. Like that. This is the Paddhati for a puja. Okay? To do that, we may add a few shlokas as a preamble and it's all to engage more in the Murti Swarupa, Murti Dhyana. That is what puja is. At the end of the day, there is nothing more we do in any puja. You can expand it, all that we can do. For example, when you do a puja, for example, in Krishna Jayanti, we do always a Vishnu Sahasranama puja. We do a Vishnu Sahasranama and do Tulasi puja. You can stop with only Ashtotra, or you can stop with only with the Shodasanama also. It all depends on how much you shrink or how much you expand is your choice. Prarthana, we do a detailed Prarthana on Krishna Janmashtami, Mukundamala, this, that, everything we do. Where we take that opportunity to do it. That's all our own choices. Structure is this. How do you want to expand it and decrease it is all our choice. So that puja is what is in the mind of Shankaracharya. Okay, now we'll see the shloka. It says, Jaladi matana dakshaha naiva. Jaladhi. Jaladhi means ocean. Jaladhi is ocean. Okay. Matana, churning. Churning of the ocean. Right? Daksha. No. Daksha means you are an ustad. That's why you are called Dakshina Murti. Tomorrow I'll talk about it. Daksha is executional excellence. He says, Naiva. I am not an expert in churning the ocean. Sorry. That's what he's saying. He's saying, Jaladi Matana Dakshaha Naiva. I am not very good. Okay? That's what he's saying. Jaladi Matana Dakshaha Naiva. Patala Bedi. Patala, we know what is Bedi? Bidyate, you tear down and go. He says, I don't have expertise. Nacha. Also, I am not a daksha. The nacha you have to take for the daksha. I am not a daksha in that also. That's how you have to take. I don't have the expertise to tear down and go to Patala. Okay. We'll see why to go to Patala and all later. I'm only telling the meaning of the shloka here. Okay. I'll keep the suspense and we'll come to it at the end. Vana mrigayayam naiva lubdaha praveenaha. I am not a great hunter. Vana mrigayayam lubdaha. And I am not a praveenaha. I don't have that praveenya. I don't have that expertise to, hunt. I'm not a great hunter too. So there are three things he's saying now. He's saying, I am not great in churning the ocean. I am not great in digging up and going up to Patala. I am not a great hunter either. So the question is, why do you need all these three? Right? That's what it is. We'll leave the third line. We'll go to the fourth line. Kataya, please tell me. Katam aham te kalpayani. How am I going to offer these to you? Hey, Indu Mole. Hey, Indu Mole, I don't have those expertise. I am not very good in all those. So how am I going to offer these things to you? Those things are in line 3 now. Okay. So line 3 says that I have to offer you something. Why should I offer? Saparyam. Saparyam means puja. Saparyam means puja. So pujayam, when I do puja, I have to do some upacharas, no? I have to give you vastra. I have to give you naivedya. I have to give you abharna. Right? What is Shiva's abharna? Sarpas. And all the sarpas have gone to Patala. I don't know how to go to Patala and get that for you. Okay? Sarpas have gone to Patala. And your abharana is abharanam samarpayami. What am I going to do now? Because I don't know how to go to Patala. Okay? What is his food? Huh? Hala hala. So I don't know how to churn now. Only if I churn the Kshira Sagara, hala hala will come. That's why he says, Jaladi matana dakshaha naiva. I don't have the expertise to churn, Kshira Sagara. So Kshira Sagara, I don't know how to churn. I will not get hala hala. So I can't offer you Naivedya also now. Okay? What other things came when you churn Kshira Sagara? Chandra came. He said, I can't even adorn you. Shiva's head Chandra is there, no? So I can't even adorn you because even to get Chandra, I have to now do So 14 items came out of Kshetrasagara, Matana, no? Lakshmi came, Dhanvantri came. You had this Kamadhenu came, Uchai, Shravas and all that. Airavata, right? All those came. Hala Hala also came. So many of them are for Shiva. That's why that Jaladi Matana Dakshaha Naiva will take away half the upachara for the puja now. I can't give you food. I can't give you this nice Indu Mole is saying. I can't give you that now because I don't know how to churn the ocean. I don't have the capability to do that. Okay? Right? So, Ashana, to eating, I can't give you. Kusuma, flower. Parijata came only out of churning of the ocean. So if I don't know how to churn the ocean, half the thing is gone now. Parijata also came from there. So I don't know how to give flowers to you. Yeah, I'm not good in churning the ocean. So Ashana, Kusuma, Bhusha, Vasuki, Nagabharana, I can give you. Abharanam Samarpayami, I can only say. Because Patala, I can't go. I don't know how to go to Patala. Can even take one more, creative step. If you want Ganga also, you have to go to Patala because finally Bhagirath took it to Patala. Then, of course, all that. So, without Patala, I can't get you that also. So, I can't offer you now. Abharanam Samarpayami, gone. Vastram Samarpayami, gone. Naivedyam Samarpayami is gone. Right? Pushpam Samarpayami is gone now. That's also gone. Then Vastram. What is his Vastra? So he's actually Gaja. There are two, three. Gaja Charma. If you want even more ferocious, it is this thing leopard, the tiger. Puranic stories you read. So unless you hunt, you neither get Gaja Charma or that Shardula Charma. That is also gone now. So Vastra also I can't give you. That's what he is saying in this shloka. He is saying, Ashana, Kusuma, Bhusha, Vastra Mukyam, Samarpyam, Katamaham te Kalpayani. How am I going to offer all these to you? I want to do a puja for you. How am I going to do that? And the answer for that he gave in, at least for the Kusuma, he has given an answer in the ninth shloka. Gabire kasare vishati vijane gora vipine vishale shaile cha brahmati kusumartam jatamatihi samarpyaikam chetas sarasijam umanatha bhavate sukena avastatum jana ihana janati kimaho. So for each one of them he has given answers elsewhere, actually speaking. But anyway, so what he's saying here is this is again a very interesting, a very fanciful shloka, as you see it in most of the Shivananda Lahari, that here he is saying that Ashana Kusuma Bhusha Vastra Mukyam Saparyam Kataya, please tell me. Kataya means you tell me. Kataya, hey Hindu Mole, Kataya, Katam Maham te Kalpayani. That Kalpayani is that Lakara, which is I wish I can offer it to you. Now I don't know how could I offer it to you. So that is the meaning of that. So Katam Aham Te Kalpayani He Indu Mole. That is what the Indu Mole is also a representative of his Bhushana, and that Indu is coming from Kshirasagara Matana, which I can't do. That's why he has used that adjective there for Shiva there. So he says, Kalpayani Indu Mole. So he says, Jaladi Matana Dakshaha Naiva Patala Bedi Nacha Vana Mrigayayam Naiva Lubdaha Pravinaha Ashana Kusuma Bhusha Vastra Mukyam Saparyam Kataya Katamaham Te Kalpayani Indu Mole. So, there is another message that we can take also from this shloka. So, the shloka is also informing us that when we do a puja for our Ishta Devata, when you do an aratana of Ishta Devata, it is not that, I mean, we know the Swarupa Chintana. So, Yavat Sakyam, we can actually, get those padarthas. For example, if you do a Krishna Janmashtami, try to get a Pita Vastra. So I have got 5, 6 colors of silk separately I have kept. For every one of them I use. For Janmashtami means I take that yellow color silk dress and then I wear it for Krishna. Yavat Sakyam we can do. Wherever possible within our limits we can do. Because when we do that Devata Swarupa Chintanam, we should be able to fully be able to get absorbed there. So that is why Ashankara is bringing this. He is bringing this not to say we cannot offer. He is bringing this for us to get that Drida Chintanam of that Devata Swarupa in us. So moment you say Ashana, then you should be able to think of Nilakanta. Right? We have to get that imagery in front of us. When you say Kusuma, we should be able to think of this whole Leela that he did when say Nahabharana Bhusha or Nagabhushana. That Swarupa Chintanam must happen to us. That is one of the important messages here. That's why in the third sloka, Trayi Vedyam Hridyam Tripuraharamadhyam Trinayanam Parodharam Chala Duragaharam Mrigadaram. That I told there are 17 different attributes with which he can actually do a dhyana of Shiva. That's a beautiful dhyana shloka, the third sloka. If we internalize the meaning of that, and when we tell the shloka, that Sarupa will appear before, it should stay with you, no? So the message that I think the intended message here, one is of course the puja which has to be done, and for which you need all the puja samagris and so on. But the message here is that Swarupa Chintanam is very important. We should be able to think of Nilakanta, we should be able to think of Nagabarna, right? We should be able to think of Ganacha, Gajacha, Charmambara, or Digambara, or whatever, right? So that is perhaps one intended message of bringing all that. The second intended message is the real puja is that bhava. Many times we don't get the padarthas that you want. We can't even get. But we should, internalize that idea very deeply in us. That bhava is very, very important. So that is why, that bhava is very, very important. So that is also the message that we are getting out of this shloka. That's why I think these shlokas have those sort of deeper, meaning and, this thing into it. Otherwise, what happens? Puja becomes a puja, it becomes very ritualistic. For a lot of people, genuinely, it's a drag. See, forget puja. Anything that we do, if we are not able to connect a meaning to it, that activity will become a drag actually. It will become a huge drag on us. That is why there was a lot of emphasis on trying to understand the meaning. That's why before this shloka, taking this shloka, I brought that kalpana of the Shodasopachara. Then only the shloka, makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, then we'll ask, what is this vastra, what is this ashana, and what is this bhusha, and all that. We cannot even connect, So I think that meaning, making meaning of things really gets us hugely engaged in anything that we do in life. But I extend it beyond puja. I think this is a message for leading our life. I mean, it may be, we may be cooking, we may be, doing a domestic chore, we may be working in our office. That meaning making, we should always make an effort to make meaning to what we do. That activity gets hugely engaged, and it takes us slightly deeper into what we do. I think that is the spirit of many of the things that are prescribed in our samskaras, in our Sanatana Dharma, and so on. So I remember all that moment I see this shloka, all those thoughts come to my mind. There's enormous effort we need to actually. That's why I keep saying it is not how many stotras we read, it is how many stotras we read with a deep understanding of the meaning, because that is much more effective. It's much more productive also. Not only effective, it is very fruitful. So I think that meaning making is a very important thing that we have to have. I think with that, we will close today's class with this. We will continue next class. Yeah. Okay. I'll just stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shubharatri.